Functions are called as methods. Methods and functions essentially mean the same thing, but when we use functions within a class, we call them methods. Now, up until now, we have only created a blueprint for a car, not an actual car. To create an actual car based on this blueprint, you use the class name, followed by an object name of your choice, and then the new keyword, and finally the class name again with attributes in brackets. This way, you have created your first car using the car class. You can create as many cars as you want and access the methods of each car separately. These objects are also called as an instance of a class. Let's get back to creating our basic program. You start by defining a class with the same file name, and then there is something important to remember. Public static void main string args. This is where we create our main function. Void is the return type of our function, and the actual code goes inside curly braces. To print something, you can use system.out.println with whatever you want to print inside the parentheses. Now, you might wonder about public and static. Public is an access specifier which controls who can access this main function. There are 4 main access specifiers in Java: public, private, protected, and default. Public means anyone can access it. Private means only the same class can access it. Protected means it can be accessed within the same class and its subclasses. And when you don't specify any access specifier, it defaults to package private, which means it can be accessed by anyone within the same package but not from outside. Now let's talk about static. Static is used to create variables and methods that belong to a class rather than an instance of a class. For example, in our car class, you can access variables and methods after creating an object. But if you declare a static variable like number of cars and increment it in the constructor, you can access the number of cars without creating an object. This is different from non-static variables and methods. Since static variables and methods belong to the class itself, objects created from that class share the same value for static variables. If you change the value of a static variable in one object, it reflects in all other objects too. Now, our main function is the entry point of our program, so it needs to be accessible without creating an object. That's why we use the static keyword. And then string args is used to pass command line arguments to our Java program. Once you are done with your coding, you can use javac followed by your file name to compile your Java code into bytecode. Then use Java followed by your file name to run your Java program. This was Java in 5 minutes, and here